The age of the influencer is over. The time of the buck has come.
He's got to be on something.
Steroids. How come you always think my guys are the ones that use it?
All right, it seems a little closer than usual, but let me just do my hair quick. There we go. You gotta make sure it's symmetrical. So it's raining, so it's perfect time to record a video. And I'm gonna turn this on. I have to sit on. I want to do my pimp lean. You sit like this. They also do that as a walk. I remember there's this game, Saints Row 2, I think, and you can make your own custom walk, or you don't customize, but you can select from different walking styles. And I think one of them is you're like lean back. Yeah, you lean back and lean to one side, like imagine you're like driving a car like this. Okay, everybody. I was thinking about how everybody has their arm up over the steering wheel. Some people put their hand here when they're going straight. I can't do that. When I'm turning, I can do that and I can hold my hand there for a bit. But it's like I have my console holding probably on my elbow over here, and then my other elbow is on the side of the door, and so then I just kind of steer from the bottom, so you don't even see my arms. And because when your arms are this fucking huge, holding them up, that takes a lot of fucking effort. Like imagine if you had a crane, okay, and a crane would it's a lot easier for a crane to pick up a 2x4 than a fucking tank. That's just how you gotta think about that. And so this is gonna be the new trend, the new style of driving. Even though everyone wants to be like cool Lear boy, Paul Walker, and they want to drive like this. Okay, this is fist ASMR. Okay, wait, this is my better fist. Look how big my fucking fist is. Okay, and I don't know, depending on your screen size, let's say that's a big ass fist. Okay. I'm watching some of my brother's 65-inch TV. That'll be a pretty big fist. Anyways, you remember this fist? It's like one time when my brother and I were arm wrestling, and I just did my riser, which for some reason I'm really good at that. I did that, and he was like, he couldn't even move. And so then I was thinking of doing the thing. I'm like, hey, Chad, you remember this? Chad, you remember that? See that right there? I don't know how much I could pick up, but that's from doing all those scepter curls back in the day. Too bad I can't pronate. I can still pronate a bit, but I think if I could pronate fully, I'd be a lot better at arm wrestling. And I didn't continue doing any more of those forearm exercises just because I'm not really interested. I don't really have time to. It's not really worth the time for me to get better at that because I'm not going to get into arm wrestling. Because if I think about arm wrestling, then it's just like I still have to do my other stuff, and then I'll be less. Those lists will kind of fall off, and I don't really. And another thing is like you could be like an arm wrestler, like a real arm wrestler, and then not even train your legs. Like Gasparini, whose legs are fucking puny. Well, all arm wrestlers pretty much, except for Leonidas. I don't want to do that because my legs don't get puny. They'll just get fucking fat, and so I need that muscle there, and then it squeezes the fat tighter. So that's the way I think about it. Yeah, I did my training today. Bench press, 371. Did a set of 6. Last rep was that was a really fast descent. And then I did 2 sets of 5 after that. So 6, 5, 5. What do we got here? I got a comment. Thinking of something stupid to reply with. I've got some viewers, Grave Strong and Vincent Intranuovo, and those guys are funny. There's this one guy. What the hell? All right, so Vincent, yeah, the guy, he makes his videos are like, I don't know, he recorded it with a camcorder from like 1996, and it looks like, yeah, I said it looks like the Blair Witch Project outtakes. He must be Italian, Intranuovo, so he's an Italian. He's got an Italian nose. I was gonna say he looks like he put an all-day stretcher on his nose. Or yeah. So yeah, there's these techniques people do where they what they do is they'll like hang a weight, they'll wrap a rope around the head of their penis, their glands, and then they hang a weight off that, and then they'll do that for 12 hours a day. I remember Leo's from Leo Longevity says that he'd sit up. I guess you can't really see because I'm not going to be able to levitate. But he would, let's say these are my legs. Okay, so he'd have his legs on his computer desk. So he'd be kind of doing a plank, but not like in the old days, like when I was in high school, when people would just make themselves into a piece of wood. It was called planking, and it was really freaking gay. So he would do like a plank on his back, okay, and then his penis would be like in between his ass cheeks, attached to weights that are on the floor, and you do that for many hours a day. those like PE guys some of those guys are seriously dedicated. It's you can't do that with if you can work from home, then maybe you can make it work. There's some other stuff. What the hell? Let's get some ambience. Preterism. There's this belief called preterism, and when I was on I have a Flat Earth app by David Weiss, and oh shit, I'm trying to find a good video here. Well, Diablo, perfect. This ambience is no good. It's too intense. This is also kind of intense, but at least I'm not going to get a copyright claim on my video playing fucking Bon Suri music. It's how the hell did the fucking thing pick that up? But anyways, preterism, yeah. So preterism or preteris, I don't know how to pronounce it, but they believe that all the Revelation prophecies, almost all of them, have already been fulfilled, and most of them were fulfilled in like 70 AD when Jerusalem was destroyed by the Romans. And I had to look this up because there was some girl added me on there, and then that was her name. That was something in her. She had that in her bio, and I'm like, what the hell is that? Yeah, these sort of my faith is like dwindling, and well, almost. I still like Jesus, but I don't. There's lots of things that don't really make sense. Like people say that God never changes, or Yahweh never changes, but then why is there the shift between like mercilessly destroy your enemies in the Old Testament? Like there's this, I don't know, I can't remember exactly what who they're attacking, but it's like show no mercy or kill all the Canaanites, destroy them all. And then there's these other people, it's like show no mercy if the women are pregnant, rend the babies from their wombs. And then you compare that to Jesus, which is supposedly the same person who would never tell anyone to do something like that. Okay, that doesn't make sense. Why the change all of a sudden? And so with lots of these Christian sects, I think people come to their beliefs. They I wrote a song that was like customize, accessorize, make your own religion. And so I think lots of these people, they've just picked the one that makes sense to them, but it's still I don't even know. I think a part of me is thinking that Christianity is actually a psyop to make the Gentiles, to make the Gentiles worship the the God of Israel. Okay, and because if you talk to some Christian people, like no matter what they do in Israel, okay, they'll no, well, not necessarily no matter what they do, but they're cheering for Israel. They're like, those are God's people. What do you mean? Like those, like there's fucking evil shit going on there. It's like these people, they're near the fence. They get some of the kids near the fucking fence, and he gets fucking shot. A kid throws a rock at a soldier, misses. The kid gets shot in the head. So yeah, it's just like, oh, well, we're gonna that, and other people. I'm not. This isn't really. I thought that a while ago, but then it's like, then I did some digging, or maybe it just was recommended to me on, I think, BitChute. Actually, videos don't really get recommended on BitChute, but it doesn't work. It doesn't have the same sort of. It doesn't have an algorithm like YouTube does. But I came across a guy. I think his name's Adam Green, and some people had already said. People have already said it before. I think Varg said the same thing. One of my viewers says that he knew Varg, which means, because I didn't think the guy was that old, because Varg is turning, I think, 50 years old this year, or maybe he might already be 50. But Varg Vikernes, formerly Christian Vikernes, I guess he didn't like the name too much because he doesn't like Christianity. That's why he was burning down churches, because he thought it made Norway into like, it just destroyed Norway, and the true belief for like the ancestor worship or paganism. Well, I mean, paganism is like a very broad term, but knowing Varg would be pretty interesting. He there's a movie I remember I went to go see it because it's called Lords of Chaos, and it was based on the book that was based on that early black metal scene in Norway, which was in the early 90s. And you've got Varg, you've got Euronymous, you've got Hellhammer, you've got Dead, you've got that other guy that murdered somebody. I can't remember his name, but I remember Varg wasn't too impressed. He hated the book, and I think he might hate the movie even more. He called it The Lord of Lies, and he didn't like that the guy that was playing him, because Varg was like a skinny fucker back in the day, okay, and there was this fat guy, and the fat guy playing him, whose last name was Cohen, and that's how he that's what he said too. He's like, the guy playing me, his name is Cohen. And you've got Macaulay Culkin's brother Rory playing Euronymous, and there's some really funny. It would have been better if it was in Norwegian. It's like anime. It doesn't sound as cringe if it's in a language that you don't understand the nuance of. But I remember there's a line. It's like, that's not true Norwegian black metal. I think Euronymous says that. It's like, that's not true Norwegian black metal. And I remember Varg approaches him. They're at, I don't know, Denny's or something. They're at the Denny's of Norway, and Varg approaches Euronymous. He's like, man, he's like, really good show tonight. And then Euronymous points at because they're wearing their battle vests, and so he has a Scorpions patch on it, and so Euronymous says Scorpions. Nope. And so I guess that Scorpions is too mainstream for Euronymous. Yeah. I remember watching that in a theater in, I think, Guelph, because it wasn't playing anywhere else, and there was only like 8 of us in the whole theater, and go figure, who the hell even. It's kind of an obscure genre. When you first get, yeah, some of that. I was thinking of another thing. There's Quarthon from Bathory, and I remember watching Razorfist. He does these documentaries on metal bands, and he did one for Bathory because Bathory is his favorite band. And although Bathory is just Quarthon, it's a guy from Sweden. I think in the first 2 albums he had other people there, but for the rest of the albums it's just him. He would write all the music for the first albums anyways. He has his second album called The Return. There's some really sloppy fucking playing on that. It's called Rite of Darkness, Reap of Evil. Rite of Darkness is fucking sweet. And anyways, he has a really good. He has like the best black metal vocals. Corthon on those first 3 albums. I don't really like his 4th album. What the hell is that called? Through 4th album. It's combining like the Bloodfire Death. It's combining the black metal with the Viking sort of thing, and then he went like Viking metal where he just did normal singing. And he it took a few albums, and then he figured out how to his intonation got pretty good, because then you start with like, you know, some of the singing is kind of bad, and like I can't even remember the name of that song. It's like Hammerheart. I think it's Road. Shit, what is it called? Asa Bay. One Road to Asa Bay. The singing's kind of bad in that. But then, you know, eventually you get to the Ring of Gold, and the singing's really good. He has some really good acoustic guitar parts. But anyways, he did I think an album promo for Hammerheart, and he was really young, because his first album that he did was in 1984, so he's 18, and by the time he's 24, he's on his 5th album. Yeah, he's on his 5th album, Hammerheart, and he's doing a promo tour, and he's telling people that are there with him to not tell anyone who he is. When they're trying to promote the music. Apparently he had some sort of maybe he had some sort of anxiety. He had some sort of heart condition or something like that, and he only performed like 3 shows apparently throughout his whole career. And then he died young. I think he wasn't even 40. So this cafe. Oh yeah, it's raining this morning, so hopefully it clears up so I can get some work done. But yeah, this is the perfect time. If I try and record on days that I've already worked, my brain's like totally fucking shut. Yesterday I was so fucking tired. I didn't even I was too tired. I didn't even want to stand up. So this morning I took 1.5 grams of ginseng. I've got some nicotine gum. I'm gonna chew on some of that. That's not really that doesn't give you the same feeling that caffeine does, but this is my second coffee, just because I normally just have one, but I just have 2 if, you know, if it's raining. Why the hell not? If I'm gonna record a video, then I can talk a little better, maybe, even though I've only had like 8% of it, which means I gotta chug it. Never mind, it's a little hot. So I'll just do videos like this. We'll do another gnome. Oh yeah, that's what I gotta do. We'll do some React content too, because why the hell not? I think my commentary is a little better than the average like black dude that's listening to metal for the first time. What? Whoa! Hood take on metal. What's the hood guy's take on metal? Magic Man? Oh no, Jazz Nostromosi. Disco Dungeon Synth. All right, here we go. This is Wizard with a banjo. Wait, son, over to Horizon. You know, one of my customers I was working for on Wednesday. He's from Newfoundland. Those people are really funny, and they're really friendly. They're at least the ones I've met recently. They're really high energy. I remember I used to work with a guy when I was at A&W. He's from Newfoundland. That guy's a really hard worker. I remember he would like, you know, you if you do like a shift over a certain amount of time, you get like 2 like 5-minute breaks, and then you get a half-hour break. He would only be out there long enough to smoke 1 cigarette, and then he would, if he was hungry, he'd just have like a little snack while he's eating, and then he would just work like constantly. And anyways, that's the kind of guy you want working for you, because now he does like flooring. That's the guy you want working for you. And yeah, because, you know, you think of it like Newfoundland, the way that that sort of thing works. Okay, this is a little. I'm not getting any disco vibes from. I don't know why. I'm not going to get an ambience out of that one. Yeah, you think of like Newfoundland, what people do is they, at least now that the cod is all pretty much all gone, they only, because the fishing used to be huge on the East Coast, but there's like no fish left over, and so they only work 6 weeks out of the year, and then the rest of the year they go on welfare, and so that's not going to make you feel too good. And so apparently, from what I've heard, there's like a alcohol and meth epidemic, always probably marijuana too out there, because I guess you got to pass the time. Some guy said you got to pass the time somehow, but no, it's more like you're depressed and you have to distract yourself from that sort of depression with drugs. Because if you're not like you're like working toward a goal or accomplishing things, then you're not going to be a happy person. That's only another thing. You're not going to fix we're on like the fourth generation of welfare. First of all, who the hell would hire? They have no work ethic in their blood, so who the hell's going to hire them? And then another thing is that they're probably, well, if they've never known any different, then they might not be as depressed. But if you're not working for a while, then you're not doing other things, like working on something that will eventually make money, like my YouTube channel. I think I've made like $13. I think I can make a comeback, but that won't be till the fall or something like that, when I have more time. It depends on what I want to do exactly, but I can consistently make videos because this is good practice for talking, at least. And I like the people that I like they comment regularly. I have more in common with the people that I've met through YouTube, or that I've talked to through YouTube, than I do with anyone in real life. They have more. My real life friends, they don't know any of the things. They don't really follow or look into the same sorts of things that I do, which the people that are watching, you are, they're not into the same stuff we are. And I think I've lost the plot, but anyways, yeah. This Newfie guy, it's really funny because the Newfie accent is like, I told him it's kind of Irish, but I wanted to say it's not. It's like Irish mixed with gibberish, because the way they talk, it's like pikey Brad Pitt. It's kind of like that, and it's really funny. But the upbeatness, the guy's like 25 years older than me, and I'm also a bigger person. Little people have more energy. Well, hopefully, or at least if you're bigger, you can more. I'm just more laid back. But anyways, the guy was really funny. The guy was really funny. Yeah. I remember the guy, he's like, I think I had a problem with my aerator. Oh yeah, the belt was stretched, and so it was slipping off. And he's like, don't worry about it, come back tomorrow. Just don't worry about it, come back tomorrow. I'm like, no, I can finish it. I just got to put the thing back on. It slips off every, few minutes. I just put it back on. I can finish up this job. Because I couldn't get a new build that day because it's Sunday. He's like, no, don't worry about it. No, but I did the job anyways. But Newfies. Yeah. Oh yeah, so apparently Jeff Nippard did a the shocking science behind Sam Sulek's training. Oh, here we go.
Sam Sulek is by far the biggest influencer.
I think that the Sam Sulek craze kind of died. He's still getting a lot of views, but it's not like, he's tapered off. 25% of his training went to his triceps. Do you know, hey guys, here's some science that here's some information that I can give you in about 20 seconds that Jeff Nippard won't even tell you in 12 minutes and 40 seconds. If you're a genetic freak, and if you have muscle bellies that look like that, you can pretty much do whatever the fuck you want, and you're going to look huge. Did you see Neckzilla? I think that's the guy's name, Neckzilla. Okay, Neckzilla, holy shit. The guy has more muscle in one pec than I have in my whole body. He doesn't even lift heavy fucking weights. think he was doing like 80. Wait, just a minute. 60s, 70s. He did 70s. So he did 140. He did 70 kilo dumbbells, 140 kilos, 308 pounds. Okay, 308 pounds dumbbell press. I was doing 371. Okay. My arms are so much skinnier than this guy's. It's not, you know, adaptation's a real thing, but if this guy's muscles would probably be the same size if any way he trained. He's the guy is like the biggest, holy shit. I think he's got like some sort of Spanish accent. His head's got a weird shape. It kind of goes like this. It's not like, you know, his head's like this, which is kind of. He is also African, so they have apparently their skull shape's a little different. Holy shit! I'm pretty sure he has knee sleeves on his fucking arms. It's like Dave Crossland, but lean. Dave Crossland, he's like, He's like, I was never very lean, but I could fucking grow. Well, I can't. I just turned into an Irishman, but I could grow. There's a documentary called Under Construction and Under Construction 2. And my brother and I watched the first one. The second one is more like following his, the first one's more about training and just like, you know, daily lifestyle, what he eats, and then there's a video of him doing his injections too. And he was doing 2.5 grams of test per week and 1 gram of tren per week. And he was taking like 200 milligrams of Anavar every day. His Anavar must not have been good, because you would have like the worst fucking heartburn in history from that. Or maybe he can just tolerate it really well. That's what he always says, that the drugs made him calm down or something. I don't know how 1 gram of tren could calm anybody down. I've used over 1 gram of tren. And, I mean, you feel good when you're training. That's about it. That's the thing about tren, is that, yeah, it's like you're really good in the gym, but unfortunately the gym doesn't make you any fucking money. Well, at least it doesn't make me any money. Well, $13, but, you know, the journey of 1,000 steps begins with $13. That's the cab fare. Apparently, in this, my Newfie customer's daughter went to. Shut up, Gnome. My Newfie customer's daughter went to Bali. I think he said Bali, in Indonesia, and they took like a 2-hour trip. 6 girls. It was like $10, and then a good dinner was like, I don't know, like $5 for a good entree. It's like the guy's telling me, he's like, yo, you should move there. You'd be like, you know, you have Bitcoin, you go there, you'd be like a king. I don't want to live there. You can't make money there unless you're in tourism. I'm not going to do tourism, and you're going to sweat your fucking balls off. The reason why it's more expensive in Canada and America and in Europe is because it's nicer. The weather's nicer and the people are nicer. Okay? I'm going to get canceled for that. Remember, we're a multicultural now, so that includes everybody, because that's what I am. I've got my rainbow flag on my truck. Yeah. And when I was working for these people, and they had their rainbow flag flying. Well, no, their neighbor did. They had their flag flying in the backyard, and so I thought that was pretty cool. Oh yeah. Let's go back to Gnome Boy. Oh yeah, well he is. Oh, here we go. Yeah, the thing, Sam Sulek's not like increasing the weights he's lifted, and yeah. The second newbie phase with enhancement. You got that right. I don't recommend using steroids. People ask me about this stuff. Another guy said that, because I said I'm a square and I don't fucking go out and party. He says I should go to Thailand, Brazil. Definitely not going to fucking Brazil. No offense to Brazilians. One of my customers is from Brazil. There's a reason why he came to Canada. I don't want to go to Brazil, and I don't want to go to Thailand. You just sweat your fucking balls off. And then I think the other one was Colombia. I have no interest in going to any place in the third world. Apparently, people don't say Thailand's the third world. I'm not interested in going to Thailand. The guy told me I should party. I have the time of my life. I'm a libertarian, but I'm not like a Tony Huge libertarian. I have conservative values, and I don't just want to go fuck sluts in the third world and get syphilis. You suppose you could wrap it up, but I don't want to do that. I'm good. That makes you like spiritually dirty. Yes, I know that's everyone's kind of, through like media and whatever, everyone's been programmed to think that you need to body count max. But that just gives you a lot of, if you're a sensitive person, and you're not a sociopath, and that just gives you a lot of fucking mental baggage that you don't need. Look at the state of women. The last 2 girls I went out with. Okay. Well, one girl I didn't go out with. I just was talking to her. I went to high school with her, but the other girl I went out with, I should have been charging them like fucking talk therapy fees. Well, I was, it's like, well, I felt like a therapist. I'm hearing this shit. I'm like, holy cow. Sometimes being a square is better. It's like these people are saying, this girl's like, I told her about my friend and how he's got his young wife and she's like madly in love with him. And she's like, oh, she doesn't know any different. It's like, well, different. How is that? How have you profited from your experience, shall we say? Okay. It's like, you're a fucking mental wreck. I got to bring up this girl, the van life girl that I was following on YouTube. I unsubscribed from her, but I just like recommended her stuff. And yesterday she does van life. So what the fuck is this? Van life bathroom setup. Holy I should do a screen capture of this. Oh, what the fuck is it? Dude, I'm not even this fucking gross. I'm pretty fucking gross, but I'm not this fucking gross. A girl, I think she's 2 years younger than me. Doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. Okay? She's going on the internet and she's showing everyone where she takes her shit and what she shits into. She shits into a fucking garbage bag. And then she has this big ass, it looks like a bottle you'd fill up with like colostrum to feed a baby cat or to feed a calf with. Okay? That's what she takes a leak into. Why are you showing the world where you shit and where you piss? Okay? Oh, she's got a funnel to make sure she doesn't get any like splat, so it doesn't, get all over the place. Oh no fucking way. No fucking way. She's actually got her fucking pants down. What? Ew. Dude. This girl. Oh, man. I can never smell my fucking turd. My fucking pile of shit that's in my fucking van. Dude, I'm not even, I take a leak in the back of my truck. I fill it with my fucking milk bottles. Okay? My brother told me, he's like, you should like record yourself dumping those. Oh, that's not nearly as fucking gross because there's different, people's talking about like double standards and whatever. And, women always bring up like, oh, men have double standards. It's like, men are fucking animals and women are supposed to be better than that. Okay. Women are supposed to be better than that. Okay. Holy shit. Stop pretending. I wouldn't fucking do that. Hey guys, I'll go show you my fucking toilet. I'll do a demo. We'll see. Yeah. Well. Holy. I'm at 2024. Year well, I was gonna say like the era of no shame, but that's been going on for a while. Oh, yeah, I gotta read. There's this other guy's comment. He always has good ones. He's the guy who's older than I thought because he knew Varg. And let's see. Metal fans are the most welcoming fans I've ever come across, even though it is rebellious and can be quite dark. Even the Norwegian stuff I saw in the 90s, yes, I knew Varg, which was demented. The fans were mostly really welcoming. I thought you said knowing Varg was demented, but no, the Norwegian stuff. Yeah, the Norwegian stuff, most of the black metal is just trash. Even the original stuff. But obviously now it's the ultimate copycat genre. This isn't like a lot of electronic and punk music, which seems to be more about who you know, and making sure you got the look too. And so, if you want to be in punk, you got to look a certain way. But the thing about, and I don't really follow electronic music. Usually, not modern electronic music. If you look at Boiler Room, it's all like sluts and trannies. Look up Boiler Room, and it's just electronic music. That's music. Are you fucking kidding me? There's no fucking instruments. And then they've got their lame samples. I make my own fucking samples for the music I did recently. I was thinking I'm gonna look these things up. It's like, no, I can talk. I'm not a rapper. I can speak English. So you make your own fucking samples. Okay, during World War II, and I was talking about Hitler and Mussolini. During World War II, German officers who were prisoners of war often refused to be billeted. I think that's how you pronounce that, with Italian officers. Even generals and high up politicos, because they were racially inferior. And that was in quotes. Hitler loved Mussolini, though. Apparently, Mussolini disliked Hitler. Mussolini, when he got, I don't know, people really didn't like Mussolini. I think he was an engine. Nazism was he thought Hitler was unhinged, and Nazism was boneheaded and anti-culture. Some of Mussolini's greatest supporters were Italian writers and artists, like the Futurists. So the thing, lots of writers and artists are socialists because they don't have to work for a living, and so then, in a world where you're working for free, they get to do the fun stuff. Okay, but in Star Trek, if you get to command if you're the captain of the Star Trek Enterprise, then that sort of society could be kind of fun. But if you're one of the guys that has to dig fucking holes, or if you're the guys who has to fucking toil, it's no fucking good. And so that's why writers and artists, they don't know. That's another thing is like, let's say socialists, they don't know anything about fucking work. If you actually talk to the proletariat, the ones that aren't like brainwashed union boys, then they don't share the same politics as these supposed people that support the working class. I'm not saying that that's one of these guys, but that's what he's saying. But like the greatest supporters of Italian writers and artists like the Futurists. I think Mussolini's father, he was a blacksmith, and he was a socialist, I'm pretty sure. And this guy says he's commenting on an old video. Hacker Supreme nearly breaks the net. I don't know exactly what I'm talking about, but he says, dude, not only is it so messed up, these morons doing phone rollers. You ever see guys like Brian Shaw do isometric deadlifts in the power racks? You would think someone of his caliber would know better. But Brian Shaw's got to, if you can get more people to buy your ebook, your programmed ebook that's, I don't know, $17.99, the better, right? And so you have your esoteric sorts of training things in there that you do that you do on camera as a huge person, and then the fucking dupes will fucking buy into it, just like he sells his mouth guard. And so apparently by biting down on something, you can that's what I said, bite down hard equals big weight go up. There's lots of people doing that. Or you bite down your dog tags. There we go. How long is this? 38 minutes. I can go fucking hour. I can go all fucking day, until it stops raining. I think it stopped raining, but this video is more important. It might even give me up to $14 fucking. We'll see. So These guys told me that I need to do a rant on how silly Billy powerlifting is, and also RPE. RPE is kind of funny. One thing, instead of applying RPE to something, you should just record the set and watch it again, because it's always easier. It always looks easier than it felt. So just everything I've almost all of there's like very few things that it's actually the exertions actually 10, not the perceived. The perceived is the perception doesn't really matter. What's actually happening, the reality is what matters. And so these people that are applying like these fucking arbitrary numbers to things, lots of them are just pussies. It's like, oh, this is RPE 8. Okay, so your 8 out of 10 is like someone who actually trains hard. That's their fucking 5 out of 10. If you that's why I say, like, you know, I do that one heavy deadlift set a week, okay? And if you're doing the same thing, you know, I make all these fucking videos and I still see my people who view my content or follow me. They're still, I don't know why you're not doing my fucking style of training. Just do that fucking all out set once a week. Maybe it doesn't have to be 100. You don't have to go 100, but you should go with like fucking 90%. Okay. If you can go 100%, like for me, for example, as long as I'm bracing good, it's 100% is doable. Okay. But I don't necessarily, like right now I did, my last workout was like 650, what was it? 654.2 for a set of 6. A set of 7, I think I would have had maybe a little hitch at the top. But a set of, like, some people nowadays would do like 2 sets of 3. Don't do 2 sets of 3. Do a fucking set of 6. Okay, or do a set of 5. If you just get used to training harder, then you're gonna make way more fucking progress, because lots of people just train like pussies. That's why Ripito says the RPE, the P in RPE stands for pussy. And so powerlifting, we'll talk about how silly Billy that is. You know, let's look up on images Google, and let's go Zoomer powerlifting costume. Here we go. Oh yeah. Ah shit, that's not right. They're just stupid singlets. Zoomer powerlifting. Here we go. Oh, I'm not seeing anything. But usually what it is you've got a hoodie, because you got to walk around because you're a wigger gangster. And so you have the hood. The hood goes up to here, and people fucking drive around like this. That fucking ruins your peripheral vision. They drive around in this in their Honda Accord or their Toyota Corolla or their Nissan Maxima or their, well, Chad drives a Maxima, but that's not very popular. Older Maximas were more common, but the Civic and whatever, their little wigger car. They got the deluxe package, so it's a little more wiggered out. And so you got that. And when you go to do your lift, your squats, your deadlift, you got to put your dog tag in your mouth. Okay. And what the hell else? You got to make sure you have your big ass autism headphones. You got to have those on. And when you complete the lift, make sure they got to fly off and hit the floor. Oh, your Dr. Dre's, Beats. What the hell else? Let's go. You gotta scream "Let's go" after you make the lift, and you obviously got to do sumo. Yeah. The thing is that another thing about powerlifting that, you know, people talk about, there's like maxing, there's look maxing, there's hair maxing, there's I don't know. Some people do ugly maxing, but for powerlifting, it's like range of motion minning or minimizing. People do the super wide grip. You know, that I was talking in my other video. They got their arms like this. When they're locked out, their arm angles like this. They're doing almost a snatch. And the guy was talking about the bastardized squat. And so what I think he means by that is either people doing a really wide stance squat where their like toes are touching the bars of the monolift, or the feet of the monolith. They're basically taking a sumo stance, and or they're people don't even hit depth when they're training. It's just like they have recordings of themselves. It's yeah, or it's like basically you're doing all this training and you're hoping. I think they're hoping that the judges are nice guys and they're going to give them the lift. I'm really for these sorts of lifts, I'm not like a super stickler on form. Like obviously hitching doesn't fucking count in powerlifting. Okay, I'm using straps, so I'm not going to do powerlifting, but I still don't want to hitch. Okay, unless I'm doing like my all out set, like a 60-1 for 10. I got my one hitched rep. Okay, it was if I wouldn't have got that up if I didn't hitch that one. And but if someone like, if someone's like an inch above the proper depth for squats, I won't count it. I remember my one friend, he's like, he came over to work out and he does high squats. His squat form is just like terrible. There's the guy who's too cheap to buy a belt. His form's terrible. And he's done so many squats, but he doesn't even know what the hell depth feels like. And I remember I just didn't even care. I'm like, okay, he's just working out. Before I'd be like, yeah, your squat form's terrible. But now it's just like, whatever. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. What's the hell? It's the point. I'm gonna focus on my fucking training, okay? Because I remember that same workout I was doing like 440 for 20 reps for squats, and so it's like I was like, who the fuck cares about his depth? I got to be in the zone. And so I remember later, like 2 weeks later, he's working out with his brother, and his brother's like, your squat form's terrible, and he's like, no. Andrew would have said something. Or Buck would have said something. Yeah. So yeah, I would have, no. He would have said something if my form was bad. Your hamstrings, you should feel your calves. If you're hitting depth, you should feel your calves with the back of your legs, with your hamstrings. And so yeah, that's just, and then they arched back. They have all these things. It's like powerlifting. It's just, I was making fun of Clarence Kennedy because he didn't want to wear a belt because he didn't look athletic, but he's right about all of the form on all his lifts is perfect. And it looks graceful. Okay. Well, as graceful as weightlifting can look. It's not as nice as like, I don't know, Olympic weightlifting or powerlifting. That is, powerlifting is not as aesthetically pleasing as Olympic weightlifting, but at least in my opinion. But I mean, if you these sorts of lifts people are doing are just a fucking joke. Like some of these guys from Westside Barbell, where they have their feet are like 10 feet. Their feet are like there's 6 feet in between their heels. Might be a slight exaggeration, but what the fuck is that shit? What the fuck is that? And then they're getting dressed up. They're like King Tut. They're the King Tut powerlifting, where they're wearing like these they're wearing all this fucking material that gives them, adds like how many hundreds of pounds to their lifts, especially the fucking bench shirts. That's a fucking joke. It's like, come on, dude. That half the shirt's lifting half the weight. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh yeah, sure, you're the one taking the risk and there's like this form involved, but for fuck's sake. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, the whole like, oh, you got to change your form because you got to learn a different technique. You have to learn more technique if you want to wear these fucking things. It's like, fuck that shit. You're not, if the thing's adding that much to your lift, I don't count that as you lifting the fucking weight. It's like you're like tag teaming the weight. It's a handicap match. It's not like, when I lift weights, it's just me and the weight. For you, it's you and the slingshot and then the weight. It's your, or you and your bench shirt and the weight. So that's my thoughts on that. And I probably won't ever compete in powerlifting. All right, I think it's done. It's supposed to rain this afternoon, but oh my goodness, here we go. Duke of Odinsk. Here we go. Oh, no, Obninsk. Okay, this girl, what is she? Whoa, whoa, whoa. What the hell's going on? What the fuck is this shit? Okay, here we go. Blood Meadow, The Crying Nudes. Okay, so her nostrils are almost as big as mine, but I weigh 500. So yeah. So, anyways, these like bedroom girl guitars songs are always super depressing. I don't even need to listen to what the lyrics are. It's just that the melody is so melancholic. It's so like nihilistic. It doesn't sing. It's, you know, they're technically singing, but it's not inspiring, to say the least. So I think I gotta take another shit. Hey guys, you want to come with me? Yeah. So this is where I shit, and you know, sometimes I guess I did talk about the Super Bowl, but she would have shown the fucking Super Bowl. Holy shit. I'll have to do a reacts video because I got to do another. I think I got to do another wrestling video because I think it's supposed to rain all Sunday, so I'll be able to get in an old fashioned video maybe, where I'm doing something other than just talking to the fucking camera screen. Yeah. Surrendering to the flow. 1 hour handpan music with really cringe white people. Namaste, brother. Beep bop boop bop beep bop. They're like playing on turtle shells. The new age is a psyop to turn everyone into a pussy. I guess somebody like the rap is a psyop to like, you know, degrade the culture, especially the black culture, and then the new age is to turn every white person into a frickin' silly Billy. Namaste, brothers. Yes. Peace unto all of you. 1,000 blessings. When we all return to the infinite event, I don't even know. I'm not a very poetic person, if you haven't noticed. Handpan Meditation by Lucas Nadanau Handpan, and he's got his mohawk dreadlocks, and he's playing. I don't know where this is. BC, probably. It's like this one guy said that the people from the West Coast, lots of them are totally fried. Like that girl who's showing us their fucking toilet. She's from the West Coast. What the fuck happened to these people? And of course, he's got a dog. They got their dog children. Dog children. Oh my goodness. So fucking cringe. I don't. You know, some things I don't get. Like I don't get nature worship. Like this guy's got this view here. He's got this like lake, his green lake, and then, you know, he's got a bunch of coniferous trees and then the mountains in the background. That doesn't do anything for me. It's like seeing a sunset. That does nothing for me. I don't get it. Just like animals, I don't feel any companionship with animals. I don't get that. You know, I have some like misanthropic views where I'm being a douche, where I'm being an asshole, and I'm you know, shitting on the human race, so to say. But if you meet someone that's actually truly decent, okay, that some animal can't ever. I was talking to some girl. You can't ever replace like a human relationship with an animal, with some beast, because they're just when another human voluntarily chooses you. Assuming it's not your children, but if it's in the case of your children, then you want to be such a good parent that if they had the choice to choose like any other parent, then they'd pick you. Most kids aren't like that, or they're kind of like, they kind of have Stockholm syndrome. But anyways, the animals are just like kind of programmed to bond with you. So that's probably long enough. 54 minutes. I don't know if I can push for another 6 minutes. I don't know how long that toilet break's going to take me, but yeah. Holy shit. I remember some girl once told me, I don't know what the hell we were talking. I don't know exactly how it came up, but we're talking about taking a shit. And I remember as a joke, she's like, girls don't do that. Yeah. So like back then, they never even bring up something like that to you because, then, they're not going to fart around you. Hopefully. And it's so comfortable to the girls. I was at one customer's place, and him and his wife were like in their 70s, and his wife fucking farted. It was fucking loud. So, anyways, I had to get the hell out of there. Yeah. Oh, great. So that's probably good enough.